I think I first really noticed Kelly Macdonald in Boardwalk Empire, and I didn't like her. Well, I guess I didn't like her character. But she started growing on me, and by the time that show was over, I was a fan. So now if I see a movie with her in it, I'm interested. Even if the title is as puzzling as Puzzle, which isn't exactly an exciting title. But having seen the movie now, I'd say it's appropriate. So it's about this housewife, and she seems to be very much in a pretty strict routine. Every day is pretty much the same, and she lives with her husband and kids in upstate New York. And there's this sort of melancholy vibe to the whole thing. It definitely doesn't come across as cheery or uplifting. But she doesn't seem outright unhappy either. She's also a bit of a shut-in and a bit of a Luddite. Doesn't really like technology. She's just sort of old-fashioned and also pretty religious. Goes to church and all that. A pretty reserved and quiet character. Well, anyway, by chance she gets her hands on a puzzle. Just a good old-fashioned jigsaw puzzle. And that's sort of the gateway to this little adventure for her. It sets this whole chain of events in motion and kinda changes everything for her and her family. And it's a kinda quirky movie and a little bit weird, but at the same time really heartfelt. And there's a lot of real issues the family has to deal with. It's not trivial stuff. And none of the things this movie deals with are by any means silly. They're pretty much all legit, real-world problems. And you could have easily made this into a straight-up serious drama. But instead this whole puzzle angle just brings in a little bit of light-hearted whimsy to it, to sort of make it feel less heavy. And there's actually a lot of humor in this, mainly coming from Irrfan Khan, who's this kinda, nihilistic doom and gloomer, and funny as shit. And the chemistry between Kelly Macdonald and him is effortless. And the contrast between the two characters is hilarious and endearing. And here's the thing, a lot of the time in movies, especially ones that deal with relationships, someone's usually in the right and someone's usually in the wrong. It can be pretty black and white sometimes. But in this thing, everyone sort of lives in this gray area. Everyone makes mistakes. But everyone also makes a lot of good choices. So no one's really morally above anyone else in this. It recognizes that life is complicated and no one is flawless. But that doesn't mean they're necessarily bad people either. It just means they're human. And yeah, this thing really isn't about puzzles. At least not jigsaw puzzles. But it is about human puzzles. If you break it down, people are kinda puzzles. And life is a giant puzzle. You have to find the right pieces and make the right choices, and maybe it'll eventually work out. And I like this movie a lot. It's just great. And there's so much depth and nuance to it. But it's still really funny too. And the balance between the two and how it mixes it all together is pretty unique. I can't really remember the last movie I saw that would have been tonally similar to this. And I was genuinely conflicted, emotionally, by the end of this thing. Because it's a kind of strange feel-good movie, but sort of bittersweet too. And you don't really know if the characters made the right choices or not. Because in life, you don't know. You just have to do what feels right. And hope it works out. And this thing captures that perfectly. So yeah, would I recommend it? Absolutely. It's a great little movie. So well written, with such great characters. It's definitely worth checking out. So go watch it. Or don't. I'm not your dad.